Today I was out with my students walking in our school courtyard. We came across two of my colleagues, and my colleagues asked me what we were doing out there. And I told them we were using a program called iNaturalist to walk around the school courtyard to take pictures of native animals. My students actually get 5 points per species of Florida native animal that they can identify. And I wanted to demonstrate to them how you do this. So I took them out in the courtyard and we walked around. And it's a great segue into talking about invasive species and native species and the impact invasive species are having. In our particular case, there are far more invasive species than there are native species. And as we're taking pictures, I'm like, that's not worth extra credit. That's not worth extra credit. And they get it. Then you can talk to them about how the invasive species are displacing our native species, how sometimes they're eating our native species, and all the impacts that they're having. And in my subject, AP Environmental Science, that is one of the standards that we cover. As a matter of fact, it's been on some of the exams, the impacts that invasive species have on native species. So my kids are able to identify them and give examples of them on FRQs and questions. So the moral of the story is this, is that we're covering our invasive species and native species topics that way. But it's also a great way to get the students out of the classroom. If you're on block like we are, it's a great opportunity to break up the day and take them out once in a while for 20 minutes or 30 minutes and walk around your school and take the pictures. So the programs we use are iNaturalist and Seek. And a couple best practices here. I'll give you three best practices. One, if you're going to allow students to use the program and download the app, make sure you get a permission form from the parent stating so. Same thing with if you're going to allow the students, like I do, outside of school to take pictures for extra credit. Make sure that you have that in your permission form as well. I'm happy to share my permission forms with anybody who wants to contact me. Drop a comment below and I'll get them to you. And the third big piece of this is that I actually go through a formal training, a field safety training. I have a PowerPoint that I can send over to people, or I can record a video and give you guys access to it. It takes about 45 minutes to get the students trained to where it's safe for them to go out in their neighborhood or local state parks or wherever their parents will allow them to go to take pictures for extra credit. Now, this is really, really catchy. I tell the parents at parent night, it's like playing Pokemon Go for real, because these programs actually give these students a portfolio of the pictures and of that animals that they've taken pictures of. And you can also do it with plants. If you are botany driven, you can do it with plants. And with iNaturalist, I know the data is actually uploaded to a real science database so that scientists use this for tracking geographic range for many different species. So I hope this gives you guys something to look forward to. You can do this with pretty much any age group, anything from 5th grade on. If you take them out in the courtyard and walk around, it gives you the opportunity to talk about invasive species and native species. This has led to a number of parent phone calls throughout my career, but they're not the parent phone calls you might expect. I get parent phone calls and emails and run into parents in grocery stores, and they tell me, wow, what have you done? You've changed my son or daughter. They're now going outside looking for animals and plants. They're getting off of their computers. They're going outside when we go on trips. They're spending time with us taking pictures of these animals. It's outstanding. So it's very catchy. The parents love it. They get into it. I think you'll find that the students enjoy it. It's a lot of fun and it's very educational. It also gets them excited about nature. Isn't that what we're kind of trying to do here, is get them to get some buy-in and put a name and a face on the things they're reading about in books. Well, hope this helps. I think you'll enjoy it if you give it a try. Keep being heroes. Have a great school year. Talk to you soon.